I hope you have an amazing day, but sometimes these days can get really stressy. You can have a lot of distraction, and at the end of the day, you might say, okay, I could have done something better, or I could have made my routine better. Now in this video, I'm going to simplify everything for you, and there are certain habits that you can do from the moment you wake up until you go to sleep for you to actually, be stress-free, have more productivity, have an increase in focus, having more mindfulness, deep sleep, and actually dream again, right? When you dream, it means that you enter REM sleep. A lot of people can't really remember their dreams, and I think that is not good. You live once, so why wouldn't you want to have the benefit of dreaming? You are a creative person, so let that flow out. Now, even getting in shape. So, I've been doing this kind of routine for some years now, and I've been testing and trying out different stuff, and I find that this is the best one. Let's get into it. All right, so it's going to be quite short, this video, but I always say that, and then it turns out to be 30 minutes. I hope this one isn't like that, but when you wake up, your phone should be on the top of the closet. If you have a hard time waking up and actually not, if you hit snooze a lot of the times, means that you should put your phone on the top of the closet, and then the alarm goes off, you get up, you immediately grab your phone, and you hit not snooze, and you do something hard immediately. Do not be on your phone, don't start scrolling. Your phone is in the pocket or somewhere, just don't be on it. You do something hard, either a 5-minute stretching or mobility. Just do some stretching exercises or mobility exercises. It doesn't have to be physically hard as well, but just getting yourself out there and start stretching, that is hard. It is something your body is not really used to, or your mindset is like, damn, what's this guy doing now? 50 push-ups even. That's what I do. I get up and I do 50 morning push-ups. Do something hard. And when you do that, the rest of your day gets easier, because the things that you're about to do after that is so easy. Even work will become easy. And it's a good compounding habit. If you do 50 morning push-ups every single day for a year, it will make a difference. It will definitely make a difference. 500 milliliters of water, just half a liter of water, and drink that. Just finish it in one go. Now, don't waterboard yourself, but just drinking half a liter in chugs, right? But you want to finish it. That's what I mean in one go. Do not be drinking like one glass and then leave it. No. You need to be hydrated, because your body is dehydrated after sleeping. And you'll think way more clearly if you're actually hydrated. What I do right now as well is just a pinch of salt, like half a teaspoon, into a glass of water, and I drink that first. It's a good electrolyte. It actually hydrates you, apart from just drinking water. But yeah, and after that, you can meditate or read. Either read or meditate, only meditate or only read. Just do both. Now you want to start with 1 minute, and that's stupid, right? 1 minute? Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and sit down and open your book or meditate for 1 minute. Try it. Just simply try it and see if you can push yourself to do 1 minute. It might sound stupid now. Not a lot of people are willing to do it. And you can drag it up to 20 minutes. Don't do more than like a half an hour, because then you'll just be wasting your time. No, it's not a waste of time to be with yourself and enjoy doing these habits. There is nothing wrong with that. But when it gets wrong is when you start procrastinating. You start doing these things not to work or anything, right? You still want to be productive. and do the stuff that is required for you to do on a day-to-day basis. But meditating and reading sets your mind. It gives you a bit of solitude in the morning. Even if it's 1 minute, you just want to get it in there. Now, the reason why I meditate and read is because it sets me off in a creative direction. It sets me off with the right thoughts, the right paradigm on how I think. Write down your 5 priorities after that. Just your 5 priorities. Just write them down. Like, I'm gonna do this. This has to be done today. This, and that. Execute on these then. So, writing that down gives you a sense of direction and purpose of that day. Rather than just going into it and just like, all right, life is how it is. Like, no, you can direct your life. You can become the director of your life. Think about that. Now, what I sometimes do and how I usually do it, I don't do it every single day though, but what you can do is have a notebook. You write the date, and on the right side, at the upper, you have your main goal, but write it in the present tense. And then something that you're grateful for. Gratefulness, gratitude, when you're meditating, is so good, and it's the same heaviness, or the same, not effect, but the same kind of heaviness when it comes to fear and anxiety. Now, if you think that focusing on gratitude is cringe, fearing things or feeling anxiety is cringe as well then. But it has the same heaviness. The direction of your life will depend on your gratitude or how much fear you have. So choose what you want to tap into and see where it will lead you before making any pre-assumptions. Write down the priorities of today, and then on the right side, any notes you want to write down, anything that you can brain dump, or just something you don't want to forget. And then underneath that, you're going to use that as reflection and brain dumping at night. But we'll go into that then. And then again, write the main goal when you go to sleep again. It sets your brain into the right paradigm. And then just execute on deep work. Just start doing it. Just start doing the habits or do the priorities that you set yourself to do. Just execute on deep work. No phone still. No phone. After deep work, you can communicate with people, do anything you'd like to do, go on your phone. Yeah. Cool. Now, deloading. The last hour before you go to sleep, you want to set an alarm. So the alarm will go off the last hour before you go to sleep. So usually, when I got up at 5, then I set my alarm at 9. So from 9 till 10, I have an hour where I'm demanded to deload. And this is where I find it really frustrating, as in like people that are in the hustle culture, and they say that you should work long hours and just sacrifice your sleep. Go ahead. I like to live the other life, man. Go ahead and sacrifice your sleep and not do reading or meditation, and just go ahead and do that. It's simply up to you. I like to just sit down and relax and listen to my thoughts. I'm a spiritual person. I like to be that person. So decide for yourself what you actually want. But if you're like me and you like being mindful, you like getting in shape, and you care about the vessel that you're in, physically and mentally, then do these habits and don't listen to the hustle culture, because these people are, I don't know. Brain dump. You gotta brain dump. So any stress or tasks that are for tomorrow, just write them down. Just use the brain dumping in the notes and just write it down. Anything, any stress that you have, anything that just could distract you from not going into sleep. And you close the book. People like to put things in boxes. No blue light, right? Dim all the lights and activate the warm ones. Do not have the light on like above you, which is like white light or blue light. Get some warm lights into your house, please. Do not be that person that invites people and just have like the main light up in the living room. Please don't do that. Have some lights in the corners, which is like a warm light, and this will set off a lot of melatonin. So your body and will think, or your brain, your eyes being perceptive of the light will think that it's nighttime and the sun is going down. So warm light means that the sun is going down and you can start producing melatonin. But when you have a big spotlight from the top of your living room or your bedroom, your body will still think, or your brain will still think it's daylight. So it won't produce any melatonin, and then people think like, oh, I don't sleep well, or like, oh fuck, I can't get into sleep that quickly. Yeah, what are you doing before you go to sleep? I always ask that, even with my clients. It's like, yeah, I'm getting in shape and I'm being more mindful and like I'm really getting the benefits and I feel really good, but the thing is, like, my sleep is all fucked up. I still can't really get any good sleep. And then I always ask, what do you do before you go to sleep? And it's like, yeah, okay. Do this routine. 20 minutes of just stretching or meditation or talk to your partner or go for a walk. Really great. Just deload yourself. Just do something relaxing. Gets you into a relaxed state. And after that, 30 minutes of just reading philosophy. I recommend reading philosophy or Alan Watts or anything about that could open up your perspective. Making sure that you get new ideas, form new paradigms, new mindsets. And do that about 30 minutes or until the melatonin starts to really kick in and you feel your eyelids get heavy and you just go to sleep. And this is it. This is really a simple routine. And I've been doing this right now and for like a long time now, and I love it. And I recommend everyone to do this. And if you get more sleep, more deep sleep, you dream more and you have more restorative sleep, which will get you to be more productive. So structurize your day like this, test it, see what it does, and come back to me on Instagram and let me know, all right? Well, I hope that this video was valuable to you, and yeah, more to come. I love making these. All right, see ya. Bye-bye.